Hello, everybody. This is Adam Vorer, Vice President of the Citizens Committee for Restructured Government. Once again, Daily News Roundup, www.ccrg.info. The date is Wednesday, June 20th, 2012. I apologize to all my subscribers. I have not made a video recently. It's been about 15 days or so. I've been having issues with the people I live with. They are basically, causing me issues. I won't go into details with the internet. Bottom line is, I need funding soon, or else I won't be able to make any more videos. It's a miracle that I'm actually on today, but let's continue on with the news stories nonetheless. First story of the day. Fukushima Watch, plant weathers season's first big typhoon. Now, in this article, they're speaking about how there's a typhoon that's hitting the Fukushima plant, and these are all the workers, as you can see. And they're saying, we called out the electrical power plant to basically, tell us what we need to do, blah, blah. It doesn't matter. I mean, even if they protect the buildings and whatnot to the best of their ability, to collapse on itself, there's still radiation still coming over. If you look for a radiation map from Fukushima, you can see where it is. It's already hitting California. People are affected in California right now, and I don't know if this, I don't know if you guys, it made sense to me, but I found another article. I don't have it here. I couldn't find it, but apparently the pornography capital is now in Florida. So it used to be in California. It used to be in the Valley in California, and now it's moved to Florida. So they're saying the most porn made in the world is in Florida. Now, most people will go, what does it have, to do with anything? Well, if California is under some kind of stress that the people, powers that be know about, they're moving all of their top satanic crap to another part of the country. So I noticed also California people are starting, technology companies are starting to move their different locations to other parts of the country and the world. So people are starting to, the high people that have a lot of money are, in the know, and they're starting to pull out of California. And a lot of people, are running away from there because of all the radiation, damage from Fukushima. So they know something that we don't, but I know it anyway, is that the radiation's coming over from, Japan. And, fish and dolphins are, showing up dead on the beaches and whatnot. But the bottom line is the typhoon, it went through Japan, it, touched on Fukushima, in the area, and that's going to just stir up more radiation. It's going to put more into the atmosphere. It's just more bad news for everybody. Make sure you go on naturalnews.com. There's two stories from there today. You'll see the link. Go to naturalnews.com and look for radiation fighting natural plants and herbs and substances that can help you with your immune system. Next article. Go figure. Gun sales go up, crime goes down. Huh, who would have thunk it? Bottom line is, wherever guns are outlawed, only outlaws have guns. And that's 100% true. I mean, take a look at the Wild West. When they were building up, frontier towns, what happened? The outlaws had all the guns. There were a couple of good men with guns, but there was always a problem with crime, because everything was based on the eastern part. We were just colonizing the western part of the United States, and there was, a lot of lawlessness until the law could get established. And that's basically what happens wherever there's no guns, wherever normal citizens don't have guns, crime goes up. Whenever you have a gun, if you're a robber and you know that each person on the block has a gun in their house, you're not going to rob that house because you don't want to get shot. But if the person has, a security system and there's no protection, you might actually try to steal from them. So the bottom line is, if you legally learn how to, have your own gun in the house and, crooks know about it, they're going to think twice before they enter, And this way, if they do enter, you have a right to defend yourself and your family to use it. Unfortunately, we don't want to have to use it, but sometimes we're left with no choice. Again, all articles, links will be at the end of the video. Next link. U.S. government blocks sales of fuel-efficient cars. Why is that? Because they're all into the, pockets of big oil, which when you take oil out of the ground causes earthquakes, which now they're fracking, which basically is shooting water and expanding rock to get the methane gas out of deep down in the Earth's crust, which also causes earthquakes and poisons our water supply. So we have electromagnetic engine technology. If you go to our website right here, okay, and you scroll it's to the right side, you're going to see free energy right here, okay? Click on that video link. you're going to see a gentleman by the name of Troy Reed, who has an electromagnetic engine motor, who miraculously just disappeared off the face of the planet after he made this electromagnetic engine motor that can run in your house and basically runs in a car. I mean, you could only go in maximum 75 miles per hour, but in my opinion, free gas, free energy, I don't have to, I can go 75. I'm not a fast driver. I'm not a speed demon, so to speak. But the bottom line is it's free energy, okay? And he proves it. This was back in the 90s. The man just disappeared. And it's saying, when they knocked on his door and they said, you're going to give us the patent, you're going to sell us your product. He said, no, I'm not. And the next thing you know, the guy disappears. So this is what we're working with. We're working with a government that is totally corrupt, does not want us to have any free energy technology, because if we did, we would use that energy technology for good. And we would give the energy to all the people. It's like that movie. If you ever seen that movie, The Saint, with Val Kilmer, he basically was sent to steal a cold nuclear fusion device from this woman, and he ends up realizing, wait a minute, she's trying to give it away to the world for free, and she ends up giving everybody cold fusion formula for free, not asking for any money, because it's for the betterment of the world. And it's a beautiful movie. You should watch it when you can. It's a cool spy thriller movie. But anyway, that's the whole point there. But watch that video when you get a chance on our website, ccrg.info. Next link. Obama team, Fast and Furious, documents are privileged. All right. Bottom line is Obama's taken over. They have pictures of how saying he's the king. He literally, just passed a law saying that all illegal immigrants in this country now that have like a high school degree or high school diploma, are of a certain age, and there's other contingencies, are now U.S. citizens. So now we have to give our jobs to those, people who were brought here illegally, which creates more of a problem on our economy. Now, I'm not against people coming into this country. I believe the planet is all of ours. There's no countries that's just mine. You're just born where you're born, and that's who you are. We are all one. We are all on this planet. And I don't care if you're Asian, black, white, Hispanic, Indian, Native American. I don't care. As long as you want to live at peace with the planet and make the planet better for everybody involved, you can be my friend, And it doesn't matter to me, but what annoys me is that he's giving, privileges to these people when our economy can't handle it right now. We just can't handle it. We need to fix one thing at a time, and they're totally, their deal. They're all Freemasons. They all run everything, but things are getting, happening much quicker now. Obama's basically telling us, go fuck yourself. I'm making the rules. There's nothing you can do about it. Now, I know Obama's just a puppet, but bottom line is that's what's going on there. All right, here's the next link. I love this link. U.S. sheriffs rise up against, federal government. Sheriff threatens feds with SWAT team. Now, this was back in 2011, November 14th. So this just, recently happened, last year. But I still thought it was a pertinent article because these people, this is what's happening. Our local law enforcement are getting so pissed off. They're saying, hey, I'm going to get my guys together. I'm going to come after the government because you guys are totally corrupt and we don't like what's going on. We think this is not, this is not fair. So people are annoyed. People are starting to stand up and rise up to the truth. So this is a good news article. So I'm going to put that link at the end. And we're going to end it in by like another minute or so. Let's just go through some pictures. I'm pretty sure I've shown this, but I don't remember. But this is a picture of Gestapo in 1941, Berlin, Germany. And now this is Los Angeles, California in 2011. Are you worried yet? I mean, literally, are you worried yet? I mean, look at this. I'm saying it's a Gestapo, 2011. Which is more menacing, I would say the same. But bottom line here is these men are paid to not ask questions, so they don't ask the questions that they need to ask in order to basically say, hey, wait a minute, who am I really serving here? The people or, my paycheck? And a lot of people fall into this trap because, and people start to worship the money. They first thing they worry about is, how am I going to feed my kids? How am I going to take care of my wife? How am I going to take care of my husband? How am I going to do this? How am I going to do that? Instead of saying, you know what? I'll put my faith in Christ, put my faith in God, and I'll do the right thing. And whatever happens, at least I'll die knowing I did the right thing. And if people thought like that, the world would be a much better place. But they don't. People are very self-centered. They only think about themselves and their own interests. And that's why we're in this mess right now, because people just allow the negativity to take over their mind. They literally worship mammon, which is money. And Christ said, thou cannot worship God and mammon. You can only choose one or the other. You're either with Jesus Christ and God, the Father in heaven, or you're with money. and money belongs to Satan. And I just keep it very simple. It makes perfect sense. Now, nobody talks about this, but recently 50 rockets hit Israel in the last 3 days. Okay? Over 1 million people have less than 60 seconds to protect themselves before the rocket falls. Share this because so the mainstream media is not revealing that Israel is getting attacked. Okay, by the terrorists or whatever you want to call them. I don't think they're terrorists at all. I just think they're people trying to defend their own like life and culture. So the real terrorists are the United States government and the United Nations. Those are the real terrorists. So they're the ones that need to stop. So the fact that they're shooting rockets back into Israel, I mean, if you back a rat into a corner, what's that rat going to do? Is it going to, I have no choice when I start biting you? Or is it just going to sit there and say, okay, you can beat me up now? I mean, what would you do? You have no choice. You can either sit there and take it or you can fight back. Now, this is important information. Iceland just kicked out all their bankers. They kicked out all the Rothschild banks, and they've obtained debt forgiveness. So everybody with any debt to the Rothschilds, any major debt corporation, now they have debt forgiveness. So, like it says, no need to forgive a debt that was created by fraud. It never existed in the first place. All right? And that's what I deal with here in the United States. All this debt is based upon fraud. It is not legal debt. It is basically scare tactics. It is basically it's basically reminiscent of the mob guy coming to your business saying, "You're going to pay us $1 million for protection." You know what I'm saying? And if you don't do it, we're going to break your legs. That's basically what the world we're living in. Except they don't break your legs. They throw you in prison, and with secured debt and whatnot, or they just kick you out of your house, take your house away, take your bank accounts away, and they do all that stuff to you. But if anybody is interested, seriously, interested in, we can help you with your mortgages, we can help you with your debt, your credit card debt as well, and we're working on a student loan, debt reduction program. So, excuse me one second. Sorry about that. So if you need any help with this, or anybody who's in foreclosure or anything like that, we can quite possibly help you. So far, we've taken over 90% of our clients. 90% we can help, and 90% we find people are actually, they're not doing anything wrong. They took out the debt, totally expecting that it was all legal, and the banks lied on all the paperwork to benefit them. Because when the guys take out the paperwork, the guys that work for the bank, they get paid on commission as well as a salary. So they get paid on commission. So if they sell you a $500,000 mortgage and you can only really afford a $200,000, and you're like, wow, they're giving me a $500,000 mortgage, and you don't make that much money, to warrant a $500,000 mortgage, it's not really your fault. It's the bank should know how far they're willing to go. So they put people in this position so they can take your house, so they can screw the economy, so they can all have their $1 million pension funds, so they can all live, sip champagne on the Riviera, so to speak. So bottom line is, Iceland forgives debt forgiveness. Thank God. That's good. And, see the Rothschilds, they control, the mainstream media and the bank. They haven't reported one single word on Iceland at all. They're not even talking in a mainstream economy. No one's talking about this. And this is important information. People need to know about this. Next article. This is Jaden. He is 5 years old. He has an extreme form of epilepsy that causes him to have up to 5 seizures a day. His father started giving him a form of cannabis oil. He stopped having seizures. So cannabis oil and cannabis in general cures cancer and a host of other diseases. And people need to know this. People need to know this. And nobody talks about it. I'm running out of time, so let's go to the next one. Okay, this is the last one of the day. I thought this one was hilarious, and I had to share. And I've been using this as an example. The example I've been using is, it's like playing a game of chess with Satan when you're actually beating him and he knocks the board over. Just imagine that's a satanic pigeon, for all argumentative sake. Arguing against the state with a typical citizen is like playing chess with a pigeon. No matter how good you are at chess, the pigeon is just going to knock over the pieces, crap on the board, and strut around like it's victorious. And that's 100% true. I deal with people like this in my family. I deal with people like this on a daily basis, where you know the truth, you can back it up with verifiable facts, and they don't believe you, and they just crap all over you the truth, tell you you're crazy, tell you you're insane, knock over all the pieces, and they act like they're the best, and they act like they think they're right, because they can't afford to believe the lie. They can't afford to believe the truth because they want to believe the lie, because the lie pays better. So if you live the lie, you'll get paid more money. That's what they've been taught. So I only have 10 seconds, so God bless you all. Thanks for subscribing, and I will talk to you soon. More videos to come.